Hello, everybody. My name is the Lonatron, and welcome back to Coffee and Roses with Creamer. Today, we're just sort of alone. Done a little bit of work off camera, but not too much. Started filling in these holes that I had the bots make, and got some nice rooms. We got a nice little Oh, I got a stick from the server. That's phenomenal. We got a nice little security room that serves absolutely no purpose. We got this, which I'm gonna use for something. Still not sure what. And then of course we had to clear out the lower levels. Had to do it somehow. As you can see, it's not necessarily going great, but it's something. And I'm going to work on the crushing wheel today. That's my plan. I have so much I'm sitting on, and we desperately need a crushing system of some kind. So, let's grab ourselves some food first and foremost. I am apparently hungry. I think for the crushing wheel, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use an iron hammer, one of these bad boys, to expand. I think this area would be best for it, because we gotta set up the crafter and we gotta set up the crushing wheels, and we already have these here, which are great and all, but crushing would be phenomenal. And we're also going to need to make some belts. So to make belts, we're going to need to crook sand, which I'm not necessarily looking forward to, but hey, it's it's a task to be completed. We actually don't have sand production. We have a lot of dust production, which is cool because dust is very good and all that. It's been a while since I've done this. Let's see, so that's how I make the auto hammers. But what I can do is I can remove this, pick up the sand from that, and then start crooking sand. Riveting content, I know, because we need dried kelp to make the mechanical plate, to make the mechanical. Give me a second. I'm almost there, guys. The mechanical belts, and the mechanical belts can then be used to move things through a crushing machine, which I can then utilize a funnel to put all of it into a chest, and that would be just peachy. Everything being just peachy aside, though, this is going to be quite a bit of work, and it's going to require a lot of andesite. It's going to require a lot of materials in general. I mean, personally, what I'm worried about is how I'm going to get the mechanical power for these things, which, it ain't so bad. Now we just make a ton of sand really fast, because I don't want to sit and wait endlessly. And of course, I could just set up a kelp farm. Kelp farms move relatively speedily, but I also don't feel like doing that right now. That's gonna require some effort as well that I don't necessarily want to put in immediately. And like, yeah, sure, it'll save me effort in the long run, but I can do that later. I can set up a kelp farm later after we have everything we need set up. Wow, this is a lot of sugarcane. So much sugarcane. I'm probably gonna need paper for something, but dear God, do I need that much sugarcane? And the cactus, I'm not sure what to do with either. I know it's something I gotta go make a new correct. I kind of wonder what media is like popular right now. I mean, I know there's some pretty big stuff going on in the indie animation community. I know Spindlehorse is yeah, Spindlehorse and Spindle Rue are part of the same conglomerate. Are working on some projects. I know they're doing Has Been Hotel. I know they're doing Hell of a Boss. I know Glitch just took on Lackadaisy, which is super thrilling for indie animation. And the Amazing Digital Circus has episode release dates now, which real good, real good. Love to see it. Love to see it. There's the Paxel. Love to see it. I'm just kind of wondering what the scene is looking like in a more generalized sense. Um, and how like the state of a lot of media is is looking right now. I don't know. I know there's been some indie stuff that I've been impressed with lately. Namely the Amazing Digital Circus. I also don't like this this kind of format that's been adopted by a lot of indie animation groups, where it's like everything will be revealed in live streams, and it's like, okay, that's cool. Live streams or Twitter, that's cool. Have you tried putting it in the actual content itself? This is not to say the Glitch and the Amazing Digital Circus and Gooseworks and all of them are like the biggest perpetuators of this. The person who is the biggest perpetuator shall remain nameless for the time being. But I also have beef with that individual for that exact reason. I, old man yells at cloud. Old man yells at cloud. That's what this all is. It's just one big old man yells at cloud. Let's put this auto hammer like right here. Why not? Sure. Hold on to that for me. Then I'm gonna need slime balls to make glue. But I'm also gonna wanna wash off this dust. Having Essence Drinker on Coffee and Roses was really nice. For those 2 episodes. Talked about some pretty serious stuff. And then we made what boiled down to a funny moments compilation. No complaints on that at all. I love a good funny moments compilation. It makes me miss a certain era of YouTube. Then again, that era of YouTube was fraught with issues as well. That era of YouTube was sometimes it seemed kind of funny at the time, and then you grow up, you develop an actual sense of humor, and you realize, wow, a lot of these people are just kind of being nasty. And it's like I don't like that. Listen, guys, it's fun to have fun. Having fun is good. Life is sweet. Enjoy the taste. But did you guys really have to all be so terrible? I mean, we have a new internet generation now, which, like, I guess that's what's going on. Is we have a new internet generation, and ultimately that's a good thing. But internet generations are also relatively short. Like, I remember back in my day, Filthy Frank, iDubbbz, Leafy is here, all of them. Filthy Frank, Joji, now George Miller, actually went on to work on some pretty solid projects that I have very few complaints with. And back in the day, he was really funny. But a lot of that also hinged on like racism, ableism, all of that. And I just think it was in bad taste. I mean, I still revisit some of the videos every now and again, but I also understand that, like, it's a time gone by, and those things weren't really acceptable then. But they kind of let it slide. There was less accountability, and I actually really respect that good old George Miller eventually said, like, hey, my audience is full of the wrong kind of people, and I don't want it to be like that. And that's a big reason he retired and moved on with his life. Which, like, and then iDubbbz moved on with his life and is also making different content now. I actually haven't seen a whole lot of it, and I have very little room to speak on it. I do think it's unfair, a lot of the flack he's getting. I know that when he stopped making iDubbbz content, to show he was like a different person now, he made he made this video that was like a 6-part documentary on squirrels. Respect on the name, honestly. I too would like a 6-part documentary on squirrels. Why don't I do that? I could do that. Let me know in the comments if you want a 6-part documentary on squirrels or not. It's weird to be putting a factory floor over here, not at the place with all the factory signs. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna move this torch in here. We are going to leave that there. And we're gonna see if we can get a folding door. Folding door. What kind of doors we got available to us? No, the andesite door is probably our best option. But can't I make copycat doors? Probably not. Oh, well, andesite door it is. There's actually something I should make that would be super helpful. Where'd all this spruce come from? Something I should make that will be super helpful in the process of trying to make it by, which would be a saw. I could have sworn I had an axe. Essence Drinker took it. Of course that little bastard did. I've kind of been slugging it kind of slow on my videos, and that's just because I didn't lock in. I didn't get it together and actually focus on something. But now I am highly caffeinated, and when I'm highly caffeinated, I'm actually enjoyable to watch. So everyone, welcome to my channel. Alright, today we are going to pretend to be interesting. Step one is to pick something oddly passionate to talk about, and then you just kind of talk about it. Now, you don't have to be super passionate about this thing, but it certainly helps if it's seeping from your pores. Boom, goes right there. Hmm. Hang on. Let's make another one. And by another one, I obviously meant another 5. That's nice. I like that. Then, frame this with spruce logs. And I think here is right about when we put the side on. There we go. Yeah, that's nice. That's what I like to see. So let's look up how to make the mechanical grafter, because that's one of the things we're going to need. We need brass casing, which means we need a mixer. Oh, am I going to have to use the... Alright, brass ingot. How do I make it? I can use a casting table, I can mix it, I can automatically package it. I can use induction smelting of copper and zinc. How do I make an induction smelter? Wow, that is, relatively complex. I could also use an alloy kiln, but I'm not entirely sure how to build one of those. So we are going to consult with the quest book. The quest book has all the right answers all the time, constantly. The alloy kiln is part of it, immersive engineering. But before that, I need an engineer's hammer. Fortunately, I'm pretty sure I just have the supplies for this lying around somewhere. And with our engineer's hammer achieved, we get the hammer achievement. And we also completed our quest for the engineer's hammer, which is exactly what we were intending to do, collect on our random reward and the engineer's manual. Now, we need to figure out how to make an alloy kiln. It requires 8 times alloy kiln bricks. Bricks and sandstone. Okay. Which means we need more sand. That's fine. I know it's being cooked up over there. And in the meantime, we can get this clay sorted into bricks. And, oh, I forgot I left stuff in the wash. It despawned. I've been gone longer than 5 minutes. That's fine. I can get clay from sand, which I should have. Oh, I'm so stupid. The law of equivalent exchange is that in order for humanity to gain anything, something of equal value must be lost. And I just didn't think to put something of value into the damn machine. Oh my god. We're going to take half of this sand and we're going to go throw it in the wash. And we're just going to let that wash for a minute. It shouldn't be too long. I want to set this door up to function automatically. Do I want to do it with pressure plates? Or do I want to do it with buttons? I think pressure plates are ultimately going to be more convenient. Automatically closes it behind me. Perfect. Now, I just need to make 2 more pressure plates because I was dumb and did not account for the fact that 2 stone makes 1 pressure plate. There we go. Automatic folding doors. Perfect. Feels like I'm at the supermarket. Now, if I take zinc and I put it in the stone cutter, I can make copycat panels and copycat steps. Might be relatively useful. I'm just not sure what for yet. More than likely decoration. But we do have to build this. We do have to build this factory floor, which means I'm gonna need another hammer, if not a couple. All right, and that ought to be enough hammers. That ought to be enough hammers. If it's not, I'm gonna get back to me on that one. Man, how much cobblestone could I possibly need? I'm just trying to dig out the floor, and it's kind of hell. I need torches. I need torches. Pretty severely I need torches. Now's a good time to go check on that sand before it all despawns. Yep, okay. Over here, drop off, some of these things. There we go. Pick that up. Still got stuff I gotta drop off. The gold. Take the clay. I'm gonna need that. Drop off the iron sheet. Actually, no. I need the iron sheets to make the drop off the dried kelp. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. Need the iron sheets to make the saw so that I can get more wood easier. Are you kidding me? Are you that desperate to spawn, buddy? Are you that desperate to spawn? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Alright. We're going to light this area up now. Because those guys are super desperate to spawn for reasons beyond my understanding. Like, I get it. I moved into your part of town. That's no reason for you to impose on my dwarf fortress. Okay? Wish I had a sign. I wish I had a different caution sign. I wish I could have, like, a safety goggles sign right here. That'd be my thing. Gosh, wear your safety goggles, guys. Wear your safety... Where'd I put the andesite? Okay, where'd I put the andesite casings? But yeah, no, unironically, always wear your safety goggles. Always. If you don't, I will tell your mom. Okay? I know your mother. We have weekly visits. You know, with the right materials, I can make this a steam-powered saw. Essence drinker, I'm gonna kill ya. I know you watch my videos, Essence. I'm gonna kill ya. This is not how Archwood saplings work. And also, don't do this. I don't know why you did that. I explained it to you in the video. I know you're watching. I know you're watching. I explained to you how Archwood saplings work in the video. And you still went and did that. Let's see, where's more saplings? I know I've got regular saplings here somewhere. Just plain old oak. Maybe spruce. Maybe spruce. Where'd all the saplings go? There they are. I'm blind. I have a form of brain damage where I can't recognize everyday objects. If I put this here, and then I put this here, and then I put a hand crank on it, which I had a hand crank back here. Yes, I could automate this. I could put a steam engine on it. I can make this 1,000 times easier on myself, but I'm not going to. You want to know why? Because I'm having fun. We're having fun. This is fun, and you will enjoy it. Where the hell's my hand crank? Is it in here? Where the hell's my hand crank? It's here. I saw it just as I was closing the chest. God did not make me that smart. Grow the tree. Beautiful. I'm gonna put that there, that there, just so Essence Drinker doesn't get too mad at me. And I'm gonna crank the hand crank. Grab all the wood and the saplings. Yes! Yes, we don't have to manually break down the trees anymore. We're not in total misery. Only slight. Oh, right. Gotta grow the tree first. We have a decent amount of wood. Let's go see how much sand we have. Because if I can get some more clay, which I should have put in the blast furnace, but I think iron was occupying the blast furnace at the time. Oh, clay can't go in the blast furnace. It's gotta go in a regular furnace. Which, okay. See how much sand we have, because we're gonna need 16 sand? Give or take. Yeah, we definitely have enough sand. Hammers are going in this chest, and if I forget, I will simply die. Alright, now for the part where we pray we get enough clay to actually get this done. Wait, I only need 16 bricks. What is SNAD? What is SNAD? Hang on, what is this? Wow, it's low resolution sand. What the hell kind of mod is this? I didn't think we needed that. Alright, now, my math stands correct. That wasn't enough. Oh, wait, yes it was. I only needed 8 of these. I got 24. Okay. then I hit it with the engineer's hammer. Alright, so maybe I should read the quest or something of that ilk before I go stupidly just smacking stuff together and hitting it with hammers. Yeah, sound good? Sound good? Everyone on the... Actually, I have a manual. Ah! There it is. Yeah, that was remarkably simple. Grab zinc and copper. Where to God, I have zinc here somewhere. There it is. Now for the copper. Surprising lack. I say with a whole stack there waiting to be smelted. In the blast furnace, preferably. I am so smart. You can call me Young Sheldon in these streets. They don't call me anything in the streets. I'm too white for that. We need brass to make the crafter. Right? Wait, what did I need brass for in the first place? Huh? Okay, so I need brass casing. That's what I needed brass for in the first place. I needed brass casing. And I also need electron tubes. I need polished rose quartz. Fortunately, it can be the rose quartz itself through the washing. I think I can get it through washing. Can't I? Did I get the materials for it through washing? Oh, is it possible God doesn't love me? With a pulverizer, I can turn cut dire. How do I make a pulverizer? Thermal expansion always messes with me a little bit. There's a chicken that can do it. There's a crusher in immersive engineering, but that requires having quartz in the first place. Using an enrichment center, I can enrich any kind of quartz into nether quartz. That's cool. I can also mana infuse a blocker. Oh, that's not neither here nor there. So, how am I gonna get quartz? That's the fun question. How am I gonna get quartz? Probably by following Immersive Engineer. And with that, actually, we're gonna take 5. I'm gonna go use the restroom, have a cigarette, and be right back. Alright, ladies, gentlemen, and general members of the douchebag race, we are back at it again. Why is that there? This needs to go here to fuel it. Then the zinc goes in. And lastly, the copper. Then the copper goes in. And the combination of the two, yes, makes a bunch of brass. Getting a cup of tea, don't break the game. Yes, haha, I get it. That is, you're incredibly funny. You're a very, very funny man. And then we get to grab a hammer from the chest and get back to work. I apparently do dream of labor the way I obsess over industry in my videos. You ever see those 1950s instructional videos on what to do if you suspect someone's a communist? Man, those were really, really out there. Like, they were stupid out there. Nowadays, if I suspect someone's a communist, I mind my own business. Because, why do I care? What do I care? Their politics are their business. I don't care. Wow, it was just such an odd thing. There's a really old one. I actually sampled for a project of mine that never saw the light of day. Which, there's a lot of those from me. There's a really old one called How to Spot a Communist. Future me, slap up a clip from How to Spot a Communist. I don't know if that prick is listening. But, like, if someone openly declares themselves a communist, we take their word for it. What are you talking about, man? Why is it that they're not vampires? Like, yeah, sure, if someone openly declares themselves a communist, I am gonna take their word for it. But also, like, commies aren't vampires. Don't gotta invite them in for them to enter your house. That sounds way more ominous than I intended. Wow. What a statement. What a classic Lauderdrod statement. Yeah, no, you don't really have to invite anyone in for them to enter your house. What I mean is they're not, like, metaphysically bound to not enter your house. I, on the other hand, am metaphysically bound not to enter your house. And should you ever catch me trying, you should probably call the cops, honestly. I'm not one to advocate for calling the cops, but if you see me trying to get into your house, that's probably a good time. Probably a good time. Good time to call the cops. No judgment zone there. I understand. Me breaking rocks for the 1000th time. Really want to see one of those edits that's like, it's like, you know those core edits where it like says the name of a creator and then it says core. I want to see one of those, but about my videos, and I think a lot of it's just gonna be me breaking rocks and saying unhinged shit. Truthfully speaking, that is. Man, I am in hell. I am in hell. There's so much cobblestone here. Hell is not a fiery pit. It is a pile of cobblestone that I have to break with rocks. Okay. Oh, that's something. Then we can also expand the room out this way. I want a big room for a factory floor. I don't think that's a crime. Maybe it is. Who I employ dictates whether it's a crime or not. I know I'm not allowed to employ children, despite the fact that with their smaller bodies they can easily fit into dangerous portions of the conveyor belt that I personally cannot. Which, honestly, I see as a very strong point in favor of child labor. Hi, my name's the Lonatron. The last thing I said was a joke. I do not advocate for child labor. No, seriously, I do not advocate for child labor. Recently, I saw a Facebook post from the Facebook group of my hometown, which I'm still in for some reason. And for some odd, peculiar reason, they were advocating for children to have dangerous jobs because it builds character. Yeah, that character is going to be missing fingers. That character is going to be broken limbs, spine problems at 25. Alright, God, I don't know what to do with this block of snad. This is the dumbest thing that I have ever encountered. I'm sure I can figure something out. I'm sure there is something to be done about the snad. Maybe. If the Lord is willing. I sure hope so. Alright, let's see. This is looking pretty solid. This is looking pretty solid. I'm gonna need to clear more space. I'll probably do that in between videos so I don't bore you too much. Let's just break that. Yep. Checking on how the brass is doing. Oh, hey, plenty of brass. I kind of wonder what happens if I put brass in the... Oh, brass scaffolding, brass bars. I'm using these. I am so using these. They look so neat. I wish I could make, like, brass stairs. Yeah, brass railing. Yeah, I'm on board with this. I'm so on board with this. But there's something much more important to get done with this brass, which is make brass casing. Which, using this axe that I made conveniently, it's almost like I had this planned all along. I didn't. I don't plan ahead. I have no reason to. The world could end at any moment. I have no reason to plan ahead. At any moment, I could be raptured by force. You know, speaking of the rapture... Wrong thing! Stupid idiot, stupid dumb moron, stupid idiot. Listen, if I'm gonna be mean to everyone else, I gotta be mean to myself, too. Like, that's kinda in the rules of being a total asshole. Like, you can't just be an asshole to everyone else. You gotta kinda be an asshole to yourself. Because if you're not an asshole to yourself, then it's an unequal and unfair world. And in a world where everyone deserves to be free and deserves fair and just treatment, that means that you have to be just to yourself. For better or for worse. Like, if you're gonna be a total dick to everyone around you, you better be a dick to yourself more than anyone else. Just kind of the rules. Speaking of the rapture, I've noticed recently that people have been on a rapture craze again. This happens every couple of years. I'm used to it by now. But I can't help but wonder how many of these people actually bother to read the book they keep touting. Because does not that book warn that there will be false prophets that will deceive even the elect? but then they jump at the chance to follow a guy proclaiming himself a prophet. I don't know. I'm not making any clear stances here. I want to be clear. I don't have opinions. I am a voice on the internet. Voices on the internet do not have opinions, or at the very least should not have opinions, because most of the time their opinions suck, mine included. I've spoken about how I hate other YouTubers. I hate myself just as much. Okay? Don't think this is I'm a special case and you should listen to me. I'm not. I'm just saying that I think it's kind of dumb that people who talk about false prophets all the time jump at the chance to follow one. Like, isn't that a little suspicious to anybody else? Or is that just a me thing? And I hear you keyboard warriors for Christ typing away in my comment section. Well, how do you know he's a false prophet? Okay, so the rapture was predicted on September 23rd, I want to say. Sometime in September. Honestly, I don't care. I don't care. I know it is a date coming past. And then they predicted it again for October. And then for November. Alright? Not once did it happen. But if you read your book, let's all open our Bibles, children, to I don't know, Leviticus, where he says slaves are okay to buy. If you all open your Bibles, children, you may notice that when God prophesies, when God sends a prophet, there's nothing vague about the prophecy, and it comes true pretty immediately. So, like, I don't know, man. A guy saying he got a message from God that failed, and then the date got moved. That seems a little false prophet-y to me. Outside of that, I'm Jewish. So, maybe I'm not like the best person to speak on this because we don't believe in the rapture. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Just because I know they want to spawn here really bad. I'm gonna place that torch there. Alright, and that's gonna bring this video to an end because I realized I have been recording for nearly an hour. Have a wonderful day, folks. Be safe, drink some coffee, smell the roses, and always take it easy. But take it. Alright, see you in the next video.